done, and that's incredible.
Yeah, it gets really exciting there.
Yeah.
You know, this is London Real, and so we're always talking about the city and how it's emerging and how it's the greatest place in the world for tech. But I always forget that Europe's right on our doorstep. I know the Three Beards is all over Europe, including Bulgaria and Amsterdam, and you guys are everywhere. And I was just wondering if how is Europe doing? I mean, we know centers like Berlin and a bunch of other places are doing really well. We also hear from guys that have been on this show that they moved to London. You know, look at Just Eat. They were in Denmark and they came here. And so what do you see as the state of the union when it comes to that, you know, those kind of dueling prospects of do you move to London or do you stay where you are?
So I had a really interesting trip. One of the people I work with fairly regularly is Wayra. And
big fans. We had Simon Devonshire in here.
yeah, I mean, what a dude.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Tall too. Really tall.
That hair. Oh. So I did a tour of sort of Central Eastern Europe, visiting
with him?
with Wayra, making a big kind of going around a variety of sort of tech centers and innovation hubs.
What kind of like Romania,
Yeah,
Poland?
so we did. Where did we do? Let me just remind myself. We did Romania, Slovenia. It was a real back and forth trip. I can't quite remember.
Austria involved? Poland?
You're like a tech rock star. You can't even remember where you're.
It was one of those. You know when someone books you flights,
Right.
and you kind of forget
Yeah.
because someone else is taking care of it. You don't. It was just like turn up at so and so at this hour, godly hour of the day, get on a plane,
Right.
and then appear somewhere, and you
Okay.
do like a day, and then you go away again.
Right.
So all you kind of remember is the bar that you ended up in some old part of some Eastern Europe town,
Right.
drinking a beer, having a nice time. You kind of forget where you
Feels
were.
a bit Russian.
So what did you find?
So what I found is a lot of this, Europe is super diverse, as in, France is very strong. They've got some really, they did a very similar policy to EIS and SEIS, but they didn't cap it. So you had 50% tax backs on any investments in the sector. And that went through the roof. I mean, absolutely smashed it out of the park. Billionaires and multimillionaires are now heavily investing. There's a great space opening called 42 in Paris, which is huge, sort of big startup school, incubator, accelerator, all in one, incredible. Berlin is still crushing it, low rents, super sexy, lots of artisanal coffee and, just really cool space. And that's kind of the start of what I see as there's a lot of places that are post-communist. 25 years ago, in 1989, the Berlin Wall falls, the curtain comes down. And these places have been struggling, and their parents' generation have been struggling with that transition from communism to capitalism. And that's a hard struggle. It's a struggle that as Americans and Brits, we do not know in any way, and there's now this emerging breed of entrepreneurs who want to create value, want to create jobs, and want to create opportunity. But there isn't the money in the system. There isn't investment. There isn't, there's community, bits and bobs of it, and the expansion of Silicon Drink About is designed to help that and champion that. But the money is still very much located in the old hearts of places. It is still in Zurich, it's still in Munich, it's still in Paris, it is still in London. And those financial centres, as much as we talk about disruption, that's where the money is. And money begets money, and money means that moneyed people can be near. And so it still is, Switzerland and France and Germany, the wealthy countries that have the ability for speculative stuff. And tech is still speculative. It's not set in stone. It's not guaranteed. So I think Europe is doing a great job at trying. I think it needs to work more closely together. I think we need to celebrate the strengths of each country and really use the fact that we have the right of passage. We have the right of immigration. As members of the EU, we can be anywhere. We can do anything. We can set business up. We can transact and trade very easily. And I think that's the great strength. And London's really played to that strength by attracting talent from all over. Be it Bulgaria, Poland, be it France, be it Russia. And walking around here how diverse it is in terms of that. So I kind of want Europe to really coalesce and challenge America because beyond Europe is Russia and beyond there is China, and these are huge markets waiting to be tapped. And the Americans have often failed at internationalization. As soon as it starts to be non-English speaking, it tends to fall over. Twitter doesn't work in Germany because 140 characters is too short for the Germanic language.
Is it? I didn't know that.
So it's never taken off, right?
Okay.
So
They have those really long ass words, right?
they have some beautiful words. I mean,
They're like 50 letters long. They're like
yeah,
phrases.
and
in a
they
word.
mean the most insane things, right? Like they have
Farfignugan. Right?
yeah, they have some incredible words.
I always think my jaw could never speak German. Even if I understood it, my jaw wouldn't be able to speak it. Sometimes I'm like, how do you say that?
Hard language.
Yeah.
Tough on the ears.
Yeah, Swiss German too. I go to Switzerland too. Yeah.
So it's never Twitter hasn't taken off over there.
No,
right?
and I think there's lots of those things. So I think there needs to be some, and the EU is doing some great work actually in trying to kind of mobilise this and investing money in it. Mainly because in lots of places, Romania, Poland, other places, there's not a lot of promise. Elsewise, it's very hard to transition an entire workforce from collectivization into individualization. That's very tough.